Dakota Territory in the winter of 1887 was a merciless expanse, the snow sweeping in from the north like a living beast, clawing at the wind-battered rail station. The cold bit through wool and froze breath into fleeting clouds. The platform, slick with ice, groaned under hurried footsteps as passengers fled the train that had carried Linda Whitford across half the continent. The locomotive's shrill whistle cut the air before it vanished into the white horizon, leaving only the fading rumble of wheels. Linda stepped off the last carriage, clutching her carpetbag, her other hand pinning her hat against the gale. Her dark green coat, once pristine in Boston, was dulled by travel, its hems crusted with frost. She scanned the platform for Walter Briggs, the man whose letters promised a new life, but saw only strangers scurrying away, heads bowed against the storm. The ticket clerk called from the station office, his breath clouding. "Waiting on someone, ma'am?" "Yes," Linda said, voice rough from the dry air. "Walter Briggs. He was to meet me." "Ain't seen him," the clerk said. "Find shelter quick. We don't keep folks overnight, too cold. Hotels are full, boarding house might be too." Linda's stomach nodded. Walter's promises, a warm wagon, a homestead, felt hollow now. 2 cowhands stomped past, climbing into a wagon without a glance. The platform emptied, leaving the wind's howl and the creak of the station sign. Snow clung to her skirt as dusk deepened. 2 small figures emerged from the blizzard, a girl, about 8, tugging a younger boy. Her braid was loose, hands bare and red. They stopped before Linda, the girl lifting her chin. "You need a home," she said plainly. "We need a mommy." Linda blinked, snow melting on her lashes. "I beg your pardon." "You don't belong in the cold," the girl said. "Our mama's gone." The boy, perhaps 5, clung to his sister, his brown eyes wide. His coat lacked buttons, one boot tied with twine. "Where's your father?" Linda asked. "Pa's Elias Monroe," the girl said. "He's got a farm past the cottonwoods. He needs a wife but was busy today." "I don't know him," Linda said. "I came for someone else." "He ain't here," the girl replied, arms crossed. "We're here to fetch you." The boy's voice shook. "It's cold, miss. Our house has a fire." Their thin coats and chapped faces stirred her. The clerk reappeared. "Decide quick, ma'am. Sun's nearly gone." Linda looked at the girl's outstretched hand. She could stay, risk frostbite, or follow these children to a stranger. Walter's absence stung, but the boy's shivering decided her. She took the girl's hand. "Lead the way." "I'm Annie," the girl said, grinning. "This is Tommy." "Linda Whitford," she replied. "Linda," Annie said. "Pa will like it." They trudged off the platform, boots crunching snow. A faint smoke trail rose ahead. Linda tightened her shawl, following their tracks. Anything was better than being left behind. The path wound through snow-heavy cottonwoods, branches creaking. Annie and Tommy's chatter about their farm was half lost in the wind. Linda's skirts dragged, her mind racing. What if Elias rejected her? The children's hope kept her moving. The path opened to a lane with a leaning, gray fence. Beyond it sat a weathered house, smoke curling from its chimney. The porch sagged, the roof frosted. Annie pushed the door open, and heat enveloped Linda, easing the cold's bite. The air smelled of wood smoke and bread. She stamped snow from her boots. The room was simple, a worn table, shelves with jars, a braided rug. A stove glowed, a loaf of bread cooling nearby. Boots on snow announced a man's arrival. He was tall, broad, with dark hair and a scarred brow. His gray eyes scanned her, calm and unreadable. "Pa, we brought her," Annie said proudly. Elias Monroe nodded to a chair by the stove. "Sit. Eat." Linda set her bag down as he ladled soup, onions, carrots, meat, into a bowl. "Thank you," she murmured. He nodded, then moved to a workbench, carving wood with steady strokes. The children watched, their excitement fading into routine. Linda ate, the soup's warmth spreading through her. The room spoke of necessity, patched rug, tin mugs, drying boots. Elias didn't ask about Walter, his silence a quiet truce. The children whispered, glancing between them. Linda felt the fire's heat, sensing this wasn't a courtship but a man offering shelter. For now, it sufficed. Elias showed her to a curtained alcove with a cot. "It's not much," he said, lighting a lantern. "But it's dry." "More than I had," she replied. Sleep was fitful, the storm's howl weaving into dreams. Mornings were quiet, the stove's crackle breaking the silence. Linda rose early, sweeping ashes, folding blankets. Annie and Tommy joined her, their curiosity bright. She mended clothes, her needle steady, finding solace in the work. Annie asked about writing, and they practiced on paper scraps. Annie's letters were bold, Tommy's shaky. Linda guided them patiently. Elias, often outside, said little, but a coffee cup appeared at her place daily. Her boot was mended one night, a scarf hung by her chair, silent care. The children called her Miss Linda, showing her Elias's carvings, horses, a bear, a bird. She placed them on the windowsill, where light touched them. They made the cabin hers. But outside, neighbors' stares lingered, a rider slowing, a woman glancing twice. Their looks carried judgment, whispers closing in. The wagon ride to town was silent, the cold pinching Linda's cheeks. The general store smelled of coffee and kerosene. Elias picked seeds and nails while Linda waited. Mrs. Harrow, sharp-eyed, smirked. Living under a man's roof without a ring. The word stung. Eyes turned, ranch hands, a man with mail. Elias stayed silent, focused on his sack. Linda's face burned. "We're here for supplies," she said softly. "Settling in quick, Mrs. Harrow said, relishing the attention. Elias paid and nodded to the door. The ride home was wordless, snow settling on Linda's skirt. Mrs. Harrow's words echoed, worsened by Elias's silence. That night, by the fire, she spoke. Silence wounds. Elias met her eyes. "I don't let talk decide who stays." Not an apology, but a choice. Linda faced the fire, unsure of her feelings. Spring brought mud and restless winds. Annie attended school, Tommy stayed with Linda. A boy delivered a note from the schoolteacher about Annie. Linda's heart sank. Elias read it, unmoved. "I'll go tomorrow." He returned with Annie, her braid undone. "She fought a boy," he said. Bloodied his lip. "He said you're here for my bed." She made him retract it. Linda's chest tightened. "She shouldn't have." "She defended you," Elias said. "She's home for a week." "I'm the cause," Linda murmured. Elias washed his hands, silent. That night, Linda eyed her carpetbag. Leaving could end the gossip, spare Annie. She began packing but saw a light outside. Elias sat on the porch, mending Tommy's scarf by lantern, his stitches careful. This was his care, unseen. Tommy would wake to a whole scarf, unaware of the effort. Linda's resolve faltered. These quiet acts bound them. She slid the bag back, closing the door. A storm hit, snow raging. Elias checked the animals, but Annie realized Tommy was gone, searching for his wooden horse. Linda grabbed her cloak. "He knows my voice," she told Elias. He gave her a lantern. "Check the cedar tree." The wind blinded her, snow filling Tommy's tracks. At the twisted cedar, she found him by a boulder, clutching his horse, frozen. She wrapped him in her cloak, singing a hymn against the gale. Carrying him, she fought the wind, the house's glow guiding her. Elias met them, taking Tommy inside. He warmed the boy's feet, then turned to Linda, his eyes raw. "Thank you for bringing him back." She nodded, warmth beyond the fire filling her. They were safe. Spring advanced, mud replacing snow. Linda folded sheets when riders approached, led by Harlan Pike, a man known for intimidation. His smirk chilled. Living like a wife, no ring, raising his kids. "I don't need paper to belong," Linda said. "No roots, you'll blow away," Harlan said. Elias appeared, axe in hand. "Talk boundaries or go." "It's about town," Harlan said. "They don't like this. The court might revisit your land." Linda stepped forward. "Paper doesn't make me fit to care for them. I've faced blizzards, mended clothes. You spread poison." Harlan's smile faded. Elias drove his axe into a log. "She stays. Anyone wanting my land faces me." Harlan rode off, his men following. Linda's heart pounded, Elias's words afire. "You didn't have to say that," he said. "I did," she replied. "I'm not running." Dawn came, gold touching the frost. Linda swept the kitchen when Elias held out a worn apron. "Mary's," he said. "No ring, but I've got land, my children, and faith. You're what we need." Tears welled as she took it, warmth settling in her. "I'll wear it." Annie and Tommy appeared. "You're staying?" Annie asked. "I'm family," Linda said, kneeling. Annie hugged her. "You're our mama." Tommy joined, Elias watching with quiet pride. Later, Linda hung 2 wooden birds, Elias's and the children's, on the porch. They swayed, catching light. The snow would fade, green rising. She touched the apron. "Home," she whispered. This was where she belonged. In the Dakota winds, Linda learned love comes in quiet deeds and staying.